Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to guide you through yoga. We will practice together for 45 minutes today. As we go through class, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any stretches that we work with do not work for your body, please skip them. You can come on out and you can modify. For your practice today, you'll want to have a yoga mat. If you would like additional props, feel free to have a block or two close by. Also, a blanket can be helpful in some of the stretches, but they are not a necessity for practice, but they can be helpful. And we'll be doing a variety of seated, standing, and reclining poses. So if you need to adjust your screen, please do so. And today's practice is a lovely practice for relaxing the mind and the body. And working with our full body, we'll work on creating more mobility and flexibility and strength. To begin, let's find a comfortable seated position. And if it works for your body, feel free to cross your legs. We'll take some time here just to close the eyes. And then we'll just begin to become aware of where our body connects down into the mat. Maybe feel yourself pressing down through the edges of your legs and the edges of your feet. And try to inhale and find length in your spine. Let yourself connect to your breath. Observe the rise. Observe the fall of your breath. And then lengthening as you inhale and also as you exhale. And then maybe letting the exhale be a little bit longer than the inhale. And then just remembering to bring this mindful breathing with you through class today. If you would like, you can set an intention for practice. And the intention can be anything. Maybe that you want to relax a little bit, maybe to give back to yourself, to fill your cup up, maybe to release tension in the body. So there's really no right and no wrong intention. Let's take an opportunity here to sweep the right hand to your left knee or your left leg. Taking a big inhale here. Let's begin to sweep that left hand up and over. And then we'll just take that nice full breath into the stretch for the side of the body on the left side. Let's take ourselves up to a neutral spine. We're going to float that left hand behind the body, transitioning to a seated twist. As you inhale, feel your spine lengthen. As you exhale, let your twist deepen. Let's gently sweep the hand back on up, and then that left hand will float to your right knee. Arms will be crossed. Let's bring our chin to our chest. Try to round your upper back. Imagine that you can create a little bit of space between the ribs as you breathe here. And we'll keep the right hand where it's at. We'll sweep our left arm up and over. Maybe imagine that you could create a little bit of space in between the ribs as you inhale and as you exhale. We can bring ourselves up to neutral. Hand reaches, stretches up, and then gently twisting to your right. And gently relax that right shoulder from the right ear. Just noticing if that helps you move a little deeper here. Let's gently unwind. Hand sweeps up. Right hand to your left knee. Arms are crossed opposite way this time. Let's bring that chin to chest. We'll round through the back body. And then grounding firmly into that right hand. Let's sweep left arm up and over. Take that full breath in through your nose. Full breath out through the nose. Coming up to a neutral spine, let that left hand float behind your body for twist. Try to breathe into the twist for your low back, mid back, and upper back. Inhale, hand returns to the sky. We'll take left hand to your right knee. Exhale, chin to chest, round your back body. Maybe gently scanning the body here. Where are you holding on to tension? And then letting that tension go as you exhale. Let's plant that left hand down. Right hand stretches up and over. Take that nice lateral stretch in the spine. Gently rolling that right shoulder back, left shoulder under. Inhale, floats you up to a neutral spine, right hand behind, seated twist. Gaze off that right shoulder. Also breathe into the twist for the front body. So breathe into your stomach, your ribs, your chest. We'll take inhale, hand comes back on up. Arms will cross, chin to chest, round your back body. And then sweep the arms out to the sides of the room. Full breath in, hands to the sky, hands to your heart on exhale. Let's make our way to a tabletop position. And as you take table, if you would like, you can always use a blanket to do a little bit of padding for the knees. We'll take our knees in line with our hips. We'll take our wrists in line with our shoulders. Let's take that right knee into fire hydrant and we will find circles here. So maybe find large circles, maybe find smaller circles. And reverse, we'll circle in the other direction. And then we'll take the right foot and kick it to the right. So we'll do a little gorilla kick here. And you'll just flex your foot and press out through the heel and the back of the knee. Let's bring the foot down. Core engages to rise up. Variation of gate pose. Big inhale here, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Full inhale, reach up, stretch out. And let it go. One more time. Good. As the hands relax down, let's take right hand to right hip. We'll sweep left arm up and over. And breath will draw you back through to center. Let's take that left hand down, right hand lifts. So working with that modified side plank. For more of a stretch, maybe lift the leg up. Whether that foot is up or down, I'd love to try out some crunches here. So we're going to take the arm along the head. Now with your exhale, let's bring our knee, our elbow to touch. Either foot down to the ground or keep the leg up. Let's take our exhale. We'll round and crunch. Flow 3 more times here with your breath. Good. Let's come back through to that balancing tabletop. And then option two, bring your hand for your foot if you wanted to try for a quad stretch here. And if you have that bind, create a little sensation of kicking the foot into the hand to create more of a back bend. Foot releases down, core engages, come on up. Hands to the top of your mat. Right foot to your left, and we'll work with the C curve in the spine. If you would like to walk your hands to the left, you can intensify the stretch. Maybe gaze off that left shoulder to get a little bit more stretch here. And then we will reset. Let's take ourselves back through to tabletop. Left knee, let's float that to fire hydrant. We are going to circle here. Try to be really mindful of having an even distribution of weight in your hands. So we want to probably press a little bit more weight into that left hand. We are going to circle in the other direction. A lot of times we do this, the body's natural tendency is to lean to the right. Maybe try to see if you could square your shoulders and your hips down to the ground. Left foot, let's take that kick to the left, little gorilla kick here. We'll lower the foot down. Core engages as you rise up. Inhale, hands sweep up. Hands to heart, and we will circle in the other direction from here. So let's open the shoulders a little differently. Fingertips up, and then arms can float out and around. Big inhale here. Good. Let's take that one more time. Left hand to left hip. Let's float that right arm up and over. You can feel the palm of that right hand face down. Maybe gentle roll back of the right shoulder, left shoulder under a tiny bit. Move from the core, right hand down, left hand lifts, side plank, also called Vashisthasana. And option to lift the leg for a little bit more. We're going to sweep the arm up and overhead. Whether the foot is lifted or not, we're going to take 5 crunches total. So as you exhale, try to expel the air in the body. As you inhale, really try to find that length, find that strength. And then when you are ready, you can hold your side plank or option for sugar cane. So hand for the foot, a little bit of binding here. Open chest, open the hearts. We will float the foot down. Core engages as you rise up. Hands to the top of the mat. C curve for the spine. Left foot to the right side of your mat. And then walk your hands off to the right or gaze off that right shoulder to give yourself a little bit more stretch. We will gently release. Let's take ourselves back into tabletop. And setting up for dolphin, we'll do a little strengthening of our shoulders and arms. Come down onto your elbows. Reach for opposite arms here. Hands come out in front. Fingers interlock, palms touch, or press your hands into the mat. Toes will curl under, and then hips will lift to the sky. So dolphin is similar to our down dog pose in many ways. So we work for that inverted V shape in the body. Feel free to shake it out a little bit here. Maybe bend one knee, then the other knee. Maybe head shakes yes, and maybe the head shakes no. We will be here for a few more breaths. So if you'd like to take child's pose, you can do that. If you'd like to build a little more heat, maybe lift that right leg up. Find a 3-limbed dolphin pose. Reset yourself back to dolphin. Left leg lifts when you are ready. Try to balance off through the hips. So maybe gentle rolling down of that left hip, even the low back, even the hips. Left foot will plant. Let's take those knees down onto the mat. Take a full inhale here. Child's pose on exhale. So as you take child's pose, either your knees are together, helping to stretch your low back. You can also take your big toes to touch, maybe knees apart, giving a little bit of that leg and a little bit of that hip stretch. Let's lift to down dog on exhale. Toes curl under, hips lift up. We can shake it out a bit here in down dog. Bend one knee, then the other knee. Relax your head yes, and relax your head no. And then as you make your way to stillness here, let's walk our toes to hands, find a forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet are in line with your hips, and we will shake out the legs here a little bit. Maybe bend one knee, then the other. Maybe head shakes yes, and head shakes no. As you come to stillness, let's bring hands onto the shins. We will lift through the spine. We will lengthen through the spine. We'll fold ourselves down as you exhale. Big inhale. Let's take it up to standing mountain pose. And hands to your heart as you exhale. Moving into chair pose, we will begin to drop our hips back and down. We'll come into Utkatasana. Try to draw the weight back into your heels. Let your toes be light. And almost create a little sensation like your toes can lift from the ground. Let's come up onto our tippy toes. So we'll try to have those heels lifting as high as possible. We'll try to have as deep of a bend in the knees as possible. And then really find that activation in the legs. Let's take an opportunity to lower our left heel down, and then our right foot will step back and we'll take it to a crescent warrior. So as you take crescent, try to be right on the toes of the right foot. Allow for your right heel to be lifted, and then find that activation in your back leg. Press firmly through your heel and firmly through the back of your knee. We are going to try chair with the right leg lifted. So we can take a nice big step forward. We're going to bend deeply into our left knee. Right foot is off of the ground. Trying to really drop your hips back and down. Let's take it to a warrior one pose from here. Right foot back, heel grounds down. Draw the hands to the sky. And then we'll press very firmly into the right heel. Press into the outer edge of your foot. Give yourself a calf and hamstring stretch. Let's take our right hand to the right hip, left arm up and over, little side stretch here. Roll that left shoulder back, right shoulder under. Inhale, hands to the sky, big breath here. Left hand to left hip, right arm up and over. And we'll breathe here. Let's take it back to warrior one position. Hands begin to lower down. Let's take that left hand up for our twist. As you take your runner's twist, on the in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, allow for your twist to deepen. Legs will be crossed in a forward fold. So we're going to hop that right foot to the upper left edge of your mat. Line your toes up, line your heels up, and fold over the fronts of the legs as you exhale. We are going to try a transition to a yogi squat to the back of our mat. So you just want to make sure that your left leg is the leg in front. Walk your hands to the right. Lift up your heels and then just spin on your toes. Spin on the balls of the feet. We will take our feet out nice and wide. Toes will turn out. Heels will shift in. We're going to drop it back down to a yogi squat position. So if this feels challenging, you can always use your yoga props. Maybe roll a blanket up, place that underneath your heels. Maybe sit on a yoga block if you need to, and then the block has the 3 different heights. Let's begin to plant the hands. We will straighten the backs of the legs. We are going to transition to our fold with our legs crossed. So let's walk our hands to the right. So we're just going to find that nice full circle here. Lift up your heels, spin on the toes, spin on the balls of the feet. We'll land in that forward fold with our legs crossed. And then maybe just see if you can really relax your head and neck here. So just let your head hang heavy like a weight. Head relaxes, neck relaxes. Let's gently unwrap the pose, coming back to a traditional forward fold. Hands onto the shins. Let's take ourselves to a halfway lift. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, standing pose, mountain, and hands to the heart. Let's find our chair pose, Utkatasana. Drop the hips back and down. Maybe gaze down. Make sure that you can see the tips of your toes. We don't want our knees to come too far forward here. And then we can rise up onto our tippy toes. Try to get as high onto those toes as possible. So heels are really lifting up high on this one. We can gently soften that right heel down. Left foot steps back, landing in a crescent warrior pose. Feel that strong connection to your core. Let your tailbone tuck. Feel your navel move back and up towards the spine a little bit. Moving into chair, balancing. So we're going to spring off that left foot and we're going to try to keep that left leg lifted. So right knee will bend as deep as possible. Left leg lifts as high as possible. Let's bring it through to warrior 1. Left foot back, heel grounds down, hands reach up. Shoulders, let's relax them away from the ears. We'll take that left hand to our left hip. Right hand up and over. Nice stretch and opening for the spine. Right hand to right hip. Left arm up and over. Try to feel the palm of that left hand face down. Gentle rotation in the shoulder. Let's take ourselves back on up. Warrior 1. Hands begin to come down for runner's lunge. So we'll just spin right onto the toes of the left foot. Left heel lifts and then right hand to the sky. Let's twist it out. Try not to forget about that left leg. So press firmly through your heel. Press firmly through the back of the knee. We will take a fold with the legs crossed. Left foot will take that nice big step to the upper right edge of the mat. Line your toes up. Line your heels up. Fold over the fronts of the legs as you exhale. Let's begin to walk our hands to the left. Lift up your heels. Spin on the toes. Balls of the feet. Spin yourself to the back of the mat. We're going to land in our yogi squat pose. So sometimes the wider the feet, the easier the stretch can be. We'll option for a little twist here. So try to keep the right arm in front of your right leg just so you can get a little more of that hip opening. We're going to take right hand to the right side, left hand up and open. And you can always wrap the arm around your low back. Maybe reach for the other hip crease here. We can do a reset back to yogi squat, left arm to the left, right arm up, open. Maybe wrap that arm around, roll the right shoulder back. And then we'll come back to our yogi squat position, coming into our fold with the legs a little bit wider. And then forward fold with our legs crossed at the top of the mat. Walk your hands to the left, lift up your heels, spin on the toes, spin on the balls of the feet. As you come back, we're going to be in our fold with our legs crossed at the top of our yoga mat. Toes line up, heels line up, folding over the legs as you exhale. Let's gently unwrap the legs. We'll find our way to our traditional forward fold. Maybe a little shake out of the legs if you'd like. Let's find our way to plank. Come back to a high push-up pose. As you take plank, knees up or down. Let's lower chaturanga. We'll take up dog here. We will breathe into that nice low back bend. We will press back to a down dog as you exhale. So as we align here in down dog, really try to draw the sitting bones up towards the sky. We are going to work with a pose called fallen triangle. We're going to start with some crunches to start. So let's take the right leg up, right knee to right tricep, send it up, send it back. Bring your knee to your nose, round and crunch. Up and back. Let's take that right knee to your left tricep. And then we're going to kick our right foot to the left side of the room. Have both of your legs straight. Lift your left hand to the sky. Come onto the outer edge of your right foot, inner edge of your left foot, and then feel those hips really lifting up to the sky. Let's bring ourselves to a 3-limb dog. Right leg reaches to the sky. And then we'll take a nice big step through, rising into a warrior 2 position. Activating through your feet. The feet won't actually move, but imagine that you could draw the feet in towards the center line of the mat. Reverse, let's float the front hand up and back. Backhand can glide down the back leg. Maybe wrap the arm around your low back. Maybe reach for the other hip crease. Take a half bind. Come down. Let's take it to a lateral angle. And then maybe extended lateral angle. Maybe lower the hand down to the ground. Top hand can be to the sky. Maybe arm frames the ear. You can also wrap the arm around your low back. Maybe you reach for the other hip crease. Let's bring ourselves back on up. Reset to warrior 2. We can relax arms and legs. And then let's turn those right toes in so that toes are in line and heels are in line. We'll shift our toes out. We'll turn our heels in. We'll take a deep bend in the knees. Hands can be on the legs. We'll just do a little gentle shift to the right and to the left. Let's take ourselves to stillness here. Let your tailbone tuck. Float the arms up to 90-degree angle. Let's tap. We're going to take left elbow to left knee. Use the breath. Come back to center. Let's take right to right. Good. Let's try 2 times to the left, 2 times to the right with the breath. Maybe each movement, dropping those hips down a little bit lower. We will bring ourselves back to center, goddess pose. Straighten out your legs. Hands reach up. Let's take a 5-pointed star so hips can come forward a little bit. We'll draw those hips forward. Our heart can open. Moving up to neutral. Hands can relax. Toes will turn in. So toes in line, heels in line. Then we're going to take a dive down to the ground for a fold with our legs wide. Feel free to shake it out here a bit. Maybe bend one knee and bend the other knee. Maybe shake and relax your head. Yes. Shake and relax your head now. As you find your way to stillness, let's walk those hands out in front. We'll take a down dog with the legs wide. Try to bring the weight back into your heels. Let your toes be light. And then almost just feeling like those toes can really lift off of the ground. We can walk our hands underneath the body, and then we'll gently move the weight into our toes. So we'll get light in our heels. We'll breathe here. Nice stretch for the backs of your legs. And we'll reset. Let's walk our hands to frame our front foot. We'll land in runner's lunge. We will find our way back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Let's take up dog here. We will breathe into that nice mid-back stretch. Down dog as you exhale. Let's begin to float the left leg up when you are ready. 3-limb dog. Left knee, left tricep. Send it up and back. Let's take knee to nose. Up and back. Left knee to your right tricep. And then we're going to kick it off to the side of the mat for fallen triangle. Right hand to the sky. Both of the legs are straight. Hips are lifting up. And hand reaches and stretches up. Let's take it back. 3-limb dog. Big step forward and warrior 2 position. And then as you align in your warriors, you can always intensify the stretch. Maybe bring more distance between your front foot and your back foot. Maybe bend deeper into the front knee. That will make it more challenging. And if you want to make it easier, you can shorten the distance between the feet. Maybe lessen the bend in the knee. Let's take it to reverse. We're going to float that front hand up and back. Come back to your breath. Breathe in your nose and out of your nose. We'll come back into warrior 2. Let's take it down. Lateral angle. We'll land here. And then option with that top arm, whatever feels supported. Maybe hand to the sky, arm frames the ear, arm wraps around the low back. Core engages. Let's rise back on through. Warrior 2. Relaxing arms, straightening that front leg. We're going to turn the toes in. So toes line up, heels line up. And then gentle shift of those toes out. So toes turn out, heels shift in. Hands onto the legs. Let's bring arms back up, 90-degree angle. Let the tailbone tuck here. Really lengthen your spine. Hands onto the legs. Let's gently drop that right shoulder down. We're going to spin that left shoulder open. And then as you press your hand into the leg, can you get a little bit more stretch into that right hip? Let's let the breath bring us back to center, lengthen. Left hand to the knee or the inside of the leg. Let's draw that leg open a bit more. Back to center. We'll straighten the legs. Hands reach up, 5 pointed star. Hips can come forward. A little bit of that back bending here. Let's gently turn our toes in. We're going to shift ourselves down to that fold with our legs wide. Right hand plants in front of the face. Let's sweep that left hand to the sky on exhale. Maybe bring more weight into your left foot so that your left hip lifts up. Low back nice and even. Left hand lowers, right hand lifts. And bring more weight into that left foot and reset. We will walk our hands to frame our front foot. We'll land at the top of our yoga mat. Let's find our way to plank. We'll take that high push-up pose. We will lower down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Let's take the right leg to the sky. We will bend, we will stack, we will open. We are going to circle. So maybe circle with the knee, maybe a little circling through the ankle, just moving in a way that feels really good in your body. Reverse, we will flow in the other direction. And then we'll come back to that 3-limb dog. We'll take right knee to the right wrist, and we will set up for a pigeon pose. Feel free to walk your right knee off to the right a little bit more so that you feel nice and balanced here in the body. As you exhale, let's fold ourselves down. If it feels comfortable, you can just take an opportunity to close the eyes. Come back to your breath. Breathe in and out of the nose deeply. If you find the mind active, maybe just watch the breath as it flows in your nose, as it flows out of your nose. And then we will begin to press up. We will find our way into a down dog. Left leg will reach up. We will bend, we will stack and open and circle. So 3 rotations. And reverse your movements. Come back to 3-limb dog. Left knee to left wrist. Maybe look back to your right leg. Try to be on the top of your right foot and try to have your foot in line with your hip. We'll bring it down on exhale, fold forward. And maybe as you melt here, just doing a gentle scan of your body. Where are you holding on to tension? Can you let that tension go as you exhale? We will begin to rise up. Let's roll onto our left hip. We will sweep that right foot forward. So we'll land in seated. We'll come down onto our back. Take your feet out wide to the edges of your mat. And then gently drop your knees to the left and drop your knees to the right. Let's begin to draw the knees into the chest. Arms, hands around knees or shins. And like little gentle rock to the right and to the left. You can bring that rocking movement into a circular movement. Maybe imagine that you could draw circles with your low back down into the mat. And then reverse. We will circle in the other direction. Let's begin to release. We'll take some relaxation time here. We'll come into Shavasana, our relaxation pose of class. You can gently relax your legs and relax your arms. And just giving yourself some time here. Maybe focus on your breath. Start to deepen the breath. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Roll to your side. We can come into a fetal position. And then pressing up, finding a comfortable seated pose. Hands can move into prayer at heart. And just take a moment here just to notice how you feel. Feel your mind relax, calm at ease. Feel your body aligned and balanced. And just noticing the effects of yoga on your mind, on your body. Namaste. Thank you for joining today. I hope that you enjoyed today's practice. Please leave me any questions, comments, or feedback in the chat. I look forward to being back tomorrow. We will have mindful stretch at 3 o'clock East Coast time. We will have yoga, a little chair yoga a little later on this week on Friday at 10 o'clock East Coast time. That's 30 minutes of stretching at your desk in your chair. I hope that you have a lovely day today, and I will see you soon. Take care.